What's going on, guys? I'm DB, also known as the official Wildman Reese. Ever since I was little, I've had an affinity for wildlife, nature, and the outdoors. So why don't y'all come with me as I share a little bit of my life with y'all and we go on this journey together. Come with me. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to today's episode where we take something off the marketplace, turn it into something kind of cool and funky, and add it as the first piece of decor into Tookie's Enclosure. So let's get to it. Morning, everyone. So today what we're going to work on is this igloo. It's like a replica of an igloo. It's only half of a replica of an igloo. It's made out of hard styrofoam. It was probably used for a prop in a play or some kind of decor somewhere. I bought it off Marketplace for like $20 or something like that. What we're going to do is we're going to cut the hard styrofoam out about halfway up the igloo, and then cut a hole in the entrance of it for Tookie to use to get in and out of as a hide if she wants to. And then we're also going to work on spray painting it and turning it more of like a greenish olive brown. I'm not sure exactly what color will come out. We bought 3 different colors to add to it, to mix in the colors to try to make it look more like a tortoise shell instead of an igloo. It won't be perfect, but it'll be cool. It's a fun little project, and it'll be an awesome little decoration in there, and hopefully it'll turn out more like a tortoise shell than an igloo. So yeah, let's get started.
Okay, everyone, I just want to take a second to say thank you so much for all the support so far. It means everything to me, and I am truly grateful, so thank you so much. I also want to take a second to say thank you so much for all your patience. Just like with anything new, there's going to be kinks and things to work out, which we're clearly dealing with on our end because we're new at this. Like, for instance, I want to be consistent with releasing my videos on Sundays, and obviously over the last 2 Sundays that has not happened. One Sunday it was because of something to do with the music, and then last Sunday it was because my video was longer than 15 minutes, and when you're not verified, they don't want your videos longer than 15 minutes.
All right, people, we've been working on this for about 30-45 minutes now. That's a lot harder than I thought, not gonna lie. I didn't really look at it too much before I got into it. This styrofoam does not cut out of here as easy as I thought it would. Sorry, I'm laughing. I'm just a very happy personality, and sometimes some things just trip me out, so I laugh. Yeah, that's not as easy as it looked. So I'm gonna take a break, get a drink of water, regroup, see if there's a better way to do this. If not, I'll get back at it in a minute, but I need a moment, and y'all will see me in a hot second, so it won't take any time for y'all. But yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm gonna regroup, get a drink, and go from there. So I'll see y'all in a second.
Okay, so like I've said before, my family's a huge part of this channel. My girls are my digital media, and they help me do a lot of my editing. And then my wife is like my think tank. We've been together so long, and she's seen me do so much of this stuff, and she's such a huge help every time that she just knows how I operate. And so when I went inside to take that break to regroup, she could tell something was wrong, and she said, "What's going on?" And I explained to her that I was trying to cut that styrofoam out of there, but I was feeling very frustrated and overwhelmed because it wasn't easy to cut like I thought it was going to be, and it was going to take forever. And she said, well, because it's styrofoam, it's probably going to be easier to scrape out and then scoop out. Have you tried that? And so that's what we switch over to doing, is scraping and scooping. So a huge shout out to her, because that was so much easier and it took way less time, and I'm so grateful that she made that suggestion. So thank you to my wife. Now, what we switch over to doing here is we start spraying this out just to get the loose styrofoam out, and that way we can end up spray painting it later in the video. Okay, so in this part of the video, we're cutting the hole for Tookie to get in and out of this igloo. And as you can see, my daughter wanted to cut, and I was trying to let her, but she realized how hard it was to cut that plastic, so I ended up doing it myself.
All right, everybody, so now this is prepped and ready for tomorrow. So there's our hole for that, where Tookie's gonna be able to get in there and hibernate or use it during the summer. And then tomorrow we're gonna spray paint this and turn it more into a turtle shell, hopefully. And hopefully it comes out really well. So I got plans for this. I think it's gonna look really awesome. And we'll catch y'all tomorrow. Have a good night. Good morning, everybody. Today, we're gonna be working on this, spray painting it to look more like a turtle shell. So we're gonna go with a couple of different color greens, and then we've got like a tannish brown color. But anyway, that's what we're doing today. So we're gonna get started. Let's do it.
The only quick thing I want to address here is that we start putting that cardboard underneath, and the only reason we did that was to keep the spray paint from getting on the pea pebbles, the rocks that are underneath that cardboard. So I just didn't want to spray paint the rocks.
All right, everybody. So here's the first coat. We might do a whole nother coat, or I might just touch up what looks a little lighter than other spots. But for right now, we're gonna let this dry a little bit before we do anything. Let it kind of set in on the igloo. That way it can kind of soak in and we can kind of go from there. But for right now, that's where we're at. And that's gonna be our next steps. All right, everybody, this has been sitting for a minute. So we're gonna go back through and touch up a few of the places that you could kind of see discoloration. It's not gonna be perfect, like I said. This may soak into different areas differently, and this does not have to be perfect. You know, a tortoise shell and a turtle shell, you know, they are what they are. Nature creates it, so, you know, it's gonna be kind of off kilter and discolored and have its own funky thing going on. So we're not gonna panic too much or stress out too much about getting it perfect, but I do wanna do a little bit of touch up and see if it works. If not, we're gonna let it be, because that's just what nature intended then. So, and then we'll move on to the next color. All right, I think that's good for that coat and also for that color. So we're gonna let that dry again for another 30 minutes or so. And then we are going to get the other color green. And then what we're gonna do is do the other color green between the cracks to kind of make the color on the whole thing pop more. And then that tannish taupe color that we have, we're just gonna kind of spritz in and around to add a little more color. So, but the next step is the in between the cracks with the different color green. So we'll let this dry a little bit. Okay, people, here's this. The colors look better in person. It's more like a dark forest green and then like a light, I don't know what you'd call that other color. It looks weird on video for sure. Like, it does not look like this in person. It's not like highlighter color, which is what it seems kind of like it's looking like on video, where it kind of looks like kind of highlightery, where it's really vibrant, bright, but it's really not. But anyway, so this is what it's looking like so far.
So I forgot to turn on the video camera and actually tell you in real person that now we're adding that brown or that tan or that goldish brown, whatever color you want to call this color. It's that third color I was talking about throughout the video, and I think it ends up turning out really well, and I really liked the way that it looked. So that's what we did there.
Okay, everybody, so we sprayed the inside of this underneath so it wouldn't look so appetizing. I don't think Tookie would eat it. She's probably smart enough not to eat it. But we did spray it and make it more brown and like black so that it wouldn't look appetizing at all. So there's that. And then of course, we did go ahead and spray paint that brownish tan color, gold, whatever color you want to call it, to make it look and add a little more depth and texture to it. I think it turned out pretty good. Again, it's not going to be perfect, but I think it's pretty good. So I'm pretty happy with it. And now that it is complete, it is the first hide that we add into the enclosure, but there are many more to come. All right, everybody, so I hope you enjoyed today's video where you saw that it doesn't take a ton of money to find something and get your creative juices flowing and turn it into something fun. You just got to have the want to and interest in doing it. So y'all stick along. Make sure y'all hit the thumbs up button for me. Subscribe. Please turn on your notification bells. And then stick along for next Sunday when we start really adding a bunch of decor into Tookie's Enclosure. Y'all have a good week.
This has been a Wild Media production. Wildly imaginative little duo.